Holy shit. If coffee didn't exist, I would actually drop dead. Not that long ago, I met a Wraith player while I was queuing up for ranked with one of my friends. Dude's name was, he used the bald Wraith skin that has white hair and wears a blue straitjacket. Truthfully, I didn't have to give you any specifics like a name and all that mess, because bald Wraith was the only thing you had to hear to know what kind of person we had the displeasure of meeting. Let's say that. Why am I giving you specifics? Again? Well, for one, I'm a petty bitch. And I never want to forget this guy's name. Quick story about this guy, just skip ahead if you don't want to hear it. We landed in a part of the map that I don't know the name of, so I'll make sure to put a picture of it up on the Jumbotron using my super advanced replay technology. You might recognize it since it's similar to the tech Donut Operator uses. NASA uses it too. I'm pretty sure they actually created it, but they're not as cool, so we don't talk about them. Anyways, we land, loot a bit, fight a team, win, and we continue looting. That's when we get to this part of the location. Again, I'll make sure to put a picture of it up and do like little crayon circles so I can show you where we are. We heard a team using the little console to get some loot, so we moved up in order to catch them off guard. We popped a few shots off, I got fucking destroyed, and I went down. Turns out, shooting an alternator at that distance with the default iron sights and no barrel stabilizer is a pain in the ass. Who would have thought, right? My buddy goes to revive me, and while he's doing that, the Wraith decides to push the team that has a Gibby by himself. He cracks one and he goes down somewhere around here. After I was done healing, I put down a smoke screen with Bangalore, and we moved in so we could res the Wraith and get the fuck out. When we ran into the smoke though, I got laid out. Turns out I wasn't fighting a Gibby, it was actually the Terminator. Yeah, the one from Fortnite. Crazy shit, I know. I should put that in the thumbnail that I'm thinking about it. After I went down, I told him to just revive the Wraith so we can have him phase and kind of get out and play for placement. But he didn't even make it 2 seconds before the Wraith got fucking lasered too. Before we went back to the lobby, we heard this buffoon, for a lack of a better word, say, "You guys are ass." It's a minor thing, I know. I've definitely heard worse, but for whatever reason, this just set me off. Who knows, maybe the fucking stars aligned or some shit. I should look at a horoscope. Point is, this pissed me off. Just to wrap the story up, in the match right after, we saw that he was in the lobby killing people with a charged rifle. I mean, are you even surprised? The fuck do you expect from this type of guy? We tried to hunt him down to repair our fractured ego, but we couldn't kill him without getting quintuple partied, so we kind of just went on our way, hoping we could kill him later, but he died and we didn't get the satisfaction. We got second place that match though with a pretty good Gibby that was actually communicating and moving with the team. You know, now that I think about it, the Wraith could learn a thing or two from that guy. Back to the original topic, it doesn't take a scientist to know that running across a field with little to no cover to push a team of 3 that has a Gibby is probably a bad idea, right? After playing with this guy that has the IQ of a fucking packing peanut, it really got me thinking. How do people forget their fundamentals this far up in the ranked ladder? How do people get to this point and forget the basics? In an effort to inform people, here are a few things that you should never forget when playing Apex Ranked. Some of these tips are going to apply to games outside of Apex as well, so that should save you a bit of time and effort. Tip number 1. Do not separate from your fucking team. Stick together. Let's get this out of the way now. You are not Shroud. You are not ASU, you are not Shiv, you are not Imperial Hal, Fade, or It's Timmy. Hell, you're probably not even as good as XQC or your neighbor's 15-year-old kid. You're just another fucking guy. There's nothing wrong with going a bit ahead and kind of separating a bit to take a look so you can gather info for your team. Just make sure that when you do those things, you're far enough where you can get the info you need, but you're still close enough to return to your team on the fly. If you still decide to drop all common sense and push a team by yourself like the Wraith I mentioned, at least have the balls to look at yourself and go, I fucked up. That was my bad. On that note, make sure that if you die doing what I just mentioned, you save your worthless whining and check your diaper, you crybaby fuck. Save everyone the displeasure of hearing you run your mouth and shut the fuck up. Don't be that guy. Tip numero 2. Avoid open areas or fields as much as possible and only go through them if absolutely necessary. If Tarkov has taught me anything, it's that cover is important. It also taught me that I'm dog shit, but that's besides the point. This should be a no-brainer. In any FPS, and especially one like Apex, you want to avoid moving without cover as much as possible. The last thing you want is to get caught out in the open and have nowhere to go. For whatever reason, if you have to cross a field, as in you have no alternative, try your best to always be close to some sort of cover. It doesn't have to cover your entire body or stop bullets either. It could be a small rock or even a bush. All you have to do is break that line of sight just long enough for you to cross the open and get to safety. Tip number 3, communicate. I firmly believe that in many situations, having good callouts and good information being spoken can be just as, if not more valuable than shooting an enemy. Having everyone on the same page, equally aware of the situation, keeps everyone organized. Everyone being organized helps clear your head and keep the team together. And being together as a team makes literally everything significantly easier. If you feel like your gun skill is subpar, giving your team really good information is a great thing to do and, in my opinion, more valuable than shooting. And before I forget, speak the fuck up. Come on now, you're in the comfort of your own home. Turn the goddamn mic on and speak up. The audio mixing in this game sucks more than the audio mixing for my fucking videos. It is bad, so speak up. Make sure that you're being heard. Tip number 4, run from fights you think you can't win. You should never feel forced to take and finish every single fight you come across. Sometimes it's better to back up, regroup, and run. This is something that I only recently started doing. I used to want to take and finish every single fight I heard and interacted with, which is why I was stuck in gold. The truth is that in most fights, at least in my experience, you're gonna get third-partied. If you've played Apex for even a small amount of time, then you know it's a pain in the ass. And just a heads up, in case you're new, it does not get any better, no matter how much time you play. Having a third party can help you slip away while the team you were fighting and the new team fight each other. This also goes back to the whole "you're just another guy" lesson. The pros will push a lot and win a lot, but you are not them. The chances of you winning every single fight you come across are extremely slim, so just back up and think. Do you have enough ammo and meds to keep fighting? If not, then just run. Even if you do have enough supplies to keep fighting the new team, more people are probably on the way already, and that's just a mess. So back up. Tip number 5, and in my opinion, the most important one, closely followed by stick with your team though. Drop the ego. Drop the ego, man. You're nothing special. There will always be someone better than you. Stop pushing teams by yourself. You're not that good. Stop trying to take and finish every single fight. Who are you trying to prove yourself to? No one knows you exist. It's not your team's fault that you die every single time. You're more than likely doing something wrong and have your head very far up your own ass. The faster you come to terms with this, the faster you'll start to improve. Now, don't misunderstand. There's nothing wrong with being confident. Just make sure you're not being arrogant. Quick side note, just because you're nobody right now doesn't mean you can't become someone down the line. A lot of people though, from my experience, really do need a reality check before they move on from that little the cucklord redditor mentality into the Watson Sigma main grind set. You get me? I really do hope the things that I say can help someone get to that point. With all that being said, I think that's all I got for today. I wanted to put this out there to kind of help people improve, and nah, I'm kidding. I'm not that fucking nice. I actually just wanted to bitch about some asshole I met online and kind of prevent others from becoming a burden like him, because that's a pain in the ass for everyone involved. I also wanted to test out some new export settings, since my last Apex video looked like a deep fried meme. I mean, Jesus. Look at this shit. It looks like some weird snuff film from Thailand. I could put a Bandicam watermark on there and make it into a shit post. God damn it. You know, this commentary thing is kind of fun. I should do it more often. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna finish my coffee. Thank you for stopping by, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one.